may be familiar with Rayman due to the recent release of Rayman Origins or the upcoming Wii U game Rayman Legends. In this video, I'm going to be looking at the original PlayStation classic, Rayman. Rayman was developed and published by Ubisoft and originally released in 1995 on the PlayStation and Atari Jaguar of all consoles. It was then released on the Saturn and PC a year later. I used the PlayStation version for this review, but all versions are pretty similar with a couple level or sound differences between versions, but overall it's the same game. Firstly, I just want to say how brilliant the character designer was when coming up with Rayman. I have no idea what the influence behind Rayman was, or what he's even supposed to be, but this little limbless creature is definitely on par with characters like Sonic and Crash Bandicoot. I especially love the way he charges up his fist to throw at enemies. Very cool. In Rayman, you have a level selection screen containing 6 worlds that you have to traverse through before you finish the game, each world containing a number of different levels in it. Each world has its own unique theme which makes them stand apart from other worlds. No two worlds in this game are the same. With each new world you come to, you'll find yourself facing new puzzles and mechanics, and you'll have to change your platforming strategy accordingly. Even the levels within the worlds will very often introduce new mechanics, so the game never gets boring and you will always have something new to learn. There are also levels that branch off from the main levels, which gives the game a bit more depth and lets you explore the worlds that little bit more if you want to before moving on to others. There are also 6 cages hidden in each level, and it's always fun to go back through levels trying to find them all. Throughout the game you'll run into a character named Batilla the Fairy. She bestows upon you some awesome new power-ups that help out loads throughout the course of the game. In fact, some areas are off limits until you get certain power-ups, which makes some cages unreachable until you go back to explore. And like any good platformer, the controls for the game are pretty tight and easy to learn. Also, like most platformers, the game attempts a story which is pretty neat but nothing special.
They definitely need a hero to save them now! Don't you think?
I also love just how light-hearted this game is. For the most part, the game uses bright colours, cheerful music, lovable characters, and occasional humour, which always makes me smile.
Yeah!
I just love that. I also love the art style in this game so much. The brilliant pixel work makes it look like a very high quality 16-bit game, which, in my opinion, is just great. Mind you, the game can be pretty dark at times. Also, don't let the light-hearted nature of the game fool you. It can get very difficult at times. It starts off pretty easy, but escalates quickly. Let me tell you now, if you're not a platforming god, you will find yourself dying. A lot. And probably cursing a lot too. You'll be getting hit by objects, enemies, and falling down left, right and centre. The bosses can be really tough too. This game doesn't hold back. You start the game with 5 continues, and I strongly urge you to save them until the end, otherwise you'll be in big trouble. However, don't let this steer you away from the game. I really enjoyed the challenge. No matter how many times I died, I still wanted to carry on and show the game who was boss, and when I succeeded, I felt pretty accomplished. Overall, Rayman is one of the cutest, funnest and prettiest 2D platformers that I have ever played. It's simple yet challenging. The only problem I have with the game is that the sound and music can be a little glitchy at times, but that never became too much of a bother. If you're a fan of the platformer genre, I strongly recommend you check out Rayman, as it's one of my personal favourite 2D platformers. You can find it very cheap on PlayStation, but it's also available on Saturn, PC, PlayStation Network Store, DSiWare, Game Boy Advance, and if it's your console of choice, the Jaguar. Thanks for watching, and just to let you know, I also have reviews for other Rayman games coming in the next couple of weeks, so subscribe if you don't want to miss out. It's always appreciated.
Yeah!
Still gotta love that.